Lord
Any
about
man
you.
should seek the Lord about you. When you're dating intentionally, right? You should be okay, especially the man, because a man findeth a wife. Okay. Question number one: am I a wife? Am I a wife? Am I a wife? What is a wife? Then you go to the Bible. This is what the wife is. This is who she looks like. This is how she present herself. Are you a husband? Because a husband knows the voice of a wife.
This is Chidi Osuji.
And this is April.
And this is the Use Your Faith Today podcast. We just hope that you enjoy as we talk about faith, family, love, and life. So grow with us, join us, and enjoy.
Enjoy.
And we're back with the Use Your Faith Today podcast with Chidi and April Osuji, this happily married couple. So where we left you last time, we were talking about how we fought as like cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs.
And just making sure my mic's okay. We fought like cats and dogs. And during that time, I was like, I don't know if this is it. And I sought the Lord. And I said, Lord, show me if this is it, this is the one, or should I look for another? And so on that third day, he showed me a vision. And the vision was you at somewhat of a bookstore doing a book signing of your book. And I remember the books had different color covers. It was the same book, there are different color covers of that book. And I remember the book was specifically for young women, to encourage, speak to young women. And I was standing behind you, like in support, as you were sitting there, maybe signing books. I was standing up behind you. And that was it. That was a vision. It wasn't a dream. It was an open vision. As I was like sitting down, getting ready to sit down on my couch, I just saw it like, wow. And I was like, whoa, wow. What was that, Lord? What was that? And so I had that, in my mind. I said, wow, I can't mistake that what I saw. I can't second guess what I saw. I said, okay. Huh. All right. So I didn't tell you about that. But I definitely told people in my circle or whatever like that. Especially like I'm not feeling like we're a good match, but God showed me this. So I'm struggling with that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that, and until one day I was like, Lord, I don't see it, Lord. And so I like the real alpha male that I was, I texted her and broke up with her over text message.
I want to put this up. Why do guys do that? Why do you text a breakup?
Because it's easier to not confront something.
Yeah, you're being a coward.
Yeah,
you're being a coward.
Kind of cowardly.
Seriously,
yeah.
You text me that first of all, we in our 30s. Okay, it's not like we like 15 years old. We in our 30s. Okay, so the fact that you like text and said that, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna put it out here. I cried.
I know you might.
I was hurt. I had to see him. It was on a Saturday, and I had to see him on Sunday. And I was like, Lord, you're going to have to help me get through this. Because one, I have to continue to serve. We were doing youth Sunday school at the church at the time. And I had to sit in front of my youth while also feeling hurt, while also knowing that I have to see him. And I was really hurt because I was like, wow, seriously. And yeah.
So now in my defense.
In your defense. Do you got a defense when you break up with somebody and when you text them and you like, no.
In my defense.
But go ahead.
In my defense, and to our pastors is both their credit. I didn't leave the church, even though I had broken your heart. I didn't leave the church. And our pastors did the whole time. They treated us as adults. They didn't get involved. They didn't. Even when I broke up with her, they didn't treat me any differently.
They did.
And I had something, because that would have made it a lot more difficult to be there if they had done that, right?
Yes, of course.
So I got my hands off to them for not letting emotions get in the way of things. Now, when I tried to explain to your mother my reasoning why, I forget what she said. She was just like, you messed up. Like, she was like, She said, "I know this like my name. I know this like my name is Laura. Y'all supposed to be together." That's what she said to me. I was like, she just knows I'm a good guy. She wants me to be with a good. She wants her daughter to be with a good man like me. That's what I told my. That's what I told myself. I was like, "Who does this guy think he is?" That's what I was saying. When she said that, she said, "I know this like my name is Laura. Whatever you're talking about, whatever. I know this like my name is Laura. Y'all supposed to be together."
And my mother, shout out to my pastor, Pastor Laura Pettis, operates in the prophecy, prophetic anointing. And since I've known her, she be right on. Now, of course, we didn't see it, but she's been right
Yeah.
on. And yes, my parents did not treat him differently, obviously, as leaders, and that's not their style. And I shout out to them. But my children, the youth at Better Life Faith Church International, was mad at me because
Yeah.
they love me, they
Yeah.
protect me. My boys, now they're older and stuff like that, and I'm kind of shifting in my ministry. But then, oh no, they did not like you.
Let me ask you a question. Back to about the time I seek the Lord. You said something today during service that, as you were speaking to the women, as you do, you were saying that the man should have to seek the Lord. You said something along the lines of the Lord. Any man should have to seek the Lord
Any
about
man
you.
should seek the Lord about you. When you're dating intentionally, right? You should be okay, especially the man, because the man findeth a wife. Okay. Question number one: am I a wife? Am I a wife? Am I a wife? What is a wife? Then you go to the Bible. This is what the wife is. This is who she looks like. This is how she presents herself. Are you a husband? Because a husband knows the voice of a wife. Sometimes we're hearing voices of girlfriends and boyfriends and sugar daddies and
not sugar daddies.
yeah, and booty calls. Those are the voices that we are hearing. But when you are a wife, right, and you are positioned, you at a place, I'm here, and it is your job as you are finding me or wanting to join with me is to say, God, I'm intentional about this young woman, and what say ye about this relationship? Let me seek the Lord. Because here's the thing: the center of a relationship literally is Jesus. Period. If we don't have Jesus, it don't make a difference. Two good looking people, educated people, rich people, it don't make a difference. Jesus, I'm talking about Christian relationships. Jesus has to be the center. Jesus has to be the center. And it is you want to sing it? But Jesus got to be the center. Yeah. He has to be the center of relationship. And I feel like you should go to the Lord. Lord, what say you about this relationship? Should I continue to pursue this?
And to go further, you said a woman should be so close to God that a man has to seek
close. So close
about you to get to you.
Yep. I'm so close to God. I hear God's voice, and the voice of a stranger I will not follow. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how much money he has, right? I'm so connected to God that God will show me. I will never be deceived. I am God's child, right? He is a good shepherd, and he's going to lead his sheep. Therefore, I shouldn't be put in a place where I don't know, I'm confused. That's why I go back to even my previous relationship. I had people, I had dreams, I had big signs to say this was not it. And it was in my own flesh, my desire to be with somebody, that I kept the relationship going longer than it should. And sometimes we keep inviting people at a table that God is saying they need to be left alone. They need to be away from this table.
Speak to this, because I saw the Lord. I had a vision, but you had a dream.
I had a dream.
Tell us about that dream that you had.
I had a dream, like Martin Luther King, because he got a dream. Glory to God. But I had a dream, and in the dream, I was in this big warehouse, okay? And, me and the Lord, like I said, me and the Lord go way back. 12 years old, I got saved, filled with the Holy Spirit. God has changed my life, and we have had such a wonderful relationship. So me and God, we talk. We have hey, what's going on type of thing. And that's just the truth of the matter. That's how me and God talk. And the Lord showed me in this big warehouse, and it was 2 refrigerators, huge refrigerators. Now, I love to eat. I love to eat. You know I like to eat. I enjoy food, okay? I enjoy food. It's fun for me, whatever. But it was 2 refrigerators, and one refrigerator had things that I enjoyed to eat. It was like, I opened it, I was like, man, this is nice. Wow, I got this. And it was a huge refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Lord told me to look at the other refrigerator. And I went, opened it up, and it was things I was like, I don't understand that. I don't know how to pronounce that. That sounds odd. It just was an odd, just things I never would have thought about eating, right? And it wasn't like it wasn't enticing.
Egusi soup.
It wasn't like it wasn't enticing or anything. It's just, it wasn't familiar to me. Because the warm refrigerator had things that were familiar to me, what I'm used to. And I'm looking like, why am I here? And the Lord said, you can enjoy the things that make you feel happy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's good, right? That's cool. But if you trust me, this refrigerator, this right here, is going to be the real deal for you. If you trust me. If you trust me, this is the better deal. I'm pointing to him.
Silla.
I'm pointing to him. I'm pointing to the refrigerator. And I was like, well, God, I'm going to trust you. Because he was like, you comfortable, right? Think about even when you're eating. Think about that. We eat comfort foods. Like my favorite comfort food is popcorn. I love popcorn. Shout out to Garrett's Popcorn. If you hear me, send me some popcorn. I love popcorn, right? That's like my comfort food.
Garrett's.
But you have things that you need to eat, right? That is healthy for you. And it may not be your comfort food, but you need it. Beets and Brussels sprouts and stuff like that, right? And either way it go, at the end of the day, God has showed me, he said, can you just trust me? And this was something that hit me in a different way of revelation, that I can trust him for the unknown. I can trust you for the unknown. I'm going to trust you for the unknown because I'm comfortable here. But can I trust you for the unknown?
Oh,
just a little message.
Right. Can you trust him for the unknown?
Can I trust you for the unknown?
Wow.
It's not comfortable. Everything's not comfortable, right?
This was an unknown thing. But we'll get to it. We'll get to the leap. So we broke up.
Yep.
We broke up. I broke up over text message, and you were hurt, and we had to navigate each other. And you would try to.
I would walk around the whole church, make sure because he was over our audio visual team and Stephen Pettis Ministry, stuff like that, and I will make sure that I do not pass the table. I will go around the other way, and I will see somebody, hey, sister so-and-so, and he could be right there. I will make sure. And it's so much energy just trying to stay mad at somebody, to avoid somebody and stuff like that, especially in your Christian walk, right? Not to be funny. And I'm a people person, and I was changing my nature of who I was because of something that didn't work. And I had to work through that. I had to work through that because I was being petty. And I was being, I can't stand you. And then I probably went off on him a few times out of being angry, right? Because of how I felt with him not pursuing a relationship more so. And so, I had to get over it. Yeah, Christians like me can be petty.
See, she was used to people sweating her, right?
Yes.
And when I didn't sweat her, she didn't know what to do with herself.
No, I'm used to people sweating me. I'm used to people sweating me. And I'm just going to be honest. And I'm not even trying to say to be funny. I'm used to people sweating me. And so I think that because he did, this is my first time someone ever broke up with me. See, the other times, you can think about it. It was like a mutual type of decision. We on, we're off, but we're back on more than we're off. Y'all know that situation. Hey, how's it going, big head? You get the big head call. Hey, and you keep entertaining it. But this was like a closed door. And I had to keep seeing you every Sunday. And you were working with the youth, which was a big deal because I'm the youth pastor.
So it took a lot of
me to show my youth that I can be professional and saved and a Christian and smile when I just wanted to because of how I was feeling as a woman. But I had to allow the Lord to, okay, all right, April. Okay, you're going to be okay.
Fair enough.
Yes.
And so even though I broke up with you, I was still battling myself like, I know what the Lord showed me, but why wasn't it lining up with my head or my heart, whatever you want to call it? I know what the Lord showed me, but why aren't things lining up? And so, you just, going through it, going back in your head back and forth. I'm there asking this guy, asking that guy what they think, and everyone had their own opinion about things, and I was like, I don't know. And so I don't know. A couple years passed actually, probably
Yep.
2011 or 2013. A couple years passed, and I was like, cause we were still seeing each other every Sunday at church, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe things got a little bit better, and we were still
Mm-hmm.
maybe started back texting and flirting a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
maybe so. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give her another shot. If she'll take me, I'll get another shot, and I'm gonna dig my heels in. I'm gonna make it work. I know what the Lord showed me. I know she's a good thing. We're just gonna go and dig my heels in, and we're gonna see it through. We're gonna see
As
it
your
through.
teeth is like,
We're gonna see it through. And I was dealing with my own insecurities. Like she was a churchy girl, so to speak, as raised in the church, grew up in the church, went to church
yes.
8 times a week. Growing up, I
Why you
went to
always trying to
Baptist
do this
church for like
big?
90 days,
8 times.
90 minutes, 90-minute services. And we'd be going watch the Bears game. So our upbringings were different. Our exposure to the things of God were a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
And so that was an insecurity for me, right, as well. And I had to kind of mature a little bit and be like okay with who I was and where I was. And like, not to say that you satisfied with stagnancy, but I had to be okay with me, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little maturation point that I had because I was insecure about that as well in the presence of you. Like, was I churchy enough for her? Because you're used to these churchy guys who play instruments or sing in the choir or who's PKs. That wasn't my story, right? And so I was like a little insecure about that. So I said, let's give it another shot. So I texted, hit you up. Would you be willing to try it again? And you were willing.
And I was willing. I believe in second chances, and
she was still loving her brother. She was still loving her brother.
You see this? You see,
I know it was like, look at her, look at him. Everyone's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my God, who does he think he is? Oh my God.
It has nothing to do with that. I think it's because when we were on, in our good part of the relationship previously, it was really good. Like I felt like I got to know you a little better. He's very different from guys I've dated in the past. I mean, very different. And so I was just intrigued by like getting to know somebody that was different from my type or whatever that means, right? And so and I'm always like, okay, give him a second chance, right? So we get into the second round, and we just couldn't find a breakthrough.
I was digging my heels in, but I was starting to slip. Those heels were starting to slip
like,
a little bit.
I'm Mike Tyson because I'm gonna be Mike Tyson, and you Floyd Mayweather. I'm Mike Tyson because that's my guy.
And we tried for a couple months.
I don't know, and I really and I'm saying this because I really don't remember what we fought about. It's just I remember like timelines, and I did fast forward a supernatural forgiveness. Thank you, Jesus, because I knew that obviously we need to be together, be married, and everything like that. So that's a great thing, but it just it's blah in that area, and the reason why we say so why is blah. Why do we tell this? Because
when we say blah, I mean it's kind of just blacked out.
It's just blacked out. I don't remember the details of it. I just think I didn't want to remember the details of it, especially in our relationship now because we're married. But people say, well, why are we sharing this part? It's just the journey of how this looks, right? That you had a vision. It's clear as day, right? I was open, not knowing he had the vision. Me having the dream. So clear as day of something new, something unknown. And for me, he represented unknown. You represented something that I've never experienced before. So I'm like, okay, God, I do want to give it a try because you showed me this. So, and you leading me to the unknown, but why is this not working? Why are we not clicking? What is going on? And, when you broke up with me, didn't learn your lesson from the whole text message thing.
I feel like I called you the second time. I feel like I called you the second time.
You did not. So we're going to debate on that. I got a text message. I remember it was on a Friday. I was a closing manager at my school, and I had to be at work at 9:00 on that Friday. I got into the parking lot in Rosemont, Illinois, because I remember these details. Got into the parking lot, sat there maybe 10 minutes before, just kind of getting myself ready to clock in at 9. Okay. Before I got on my Summer Rose, my yellow Chevy Aveo. That was my first car, my love car. Summer Rose, it was yellow. Okay.
I see that car
I
everywhere
get
too.
a text message from
I feel like
him.
it was a call. I feel like it was a
I
call.
get a text message.
I be remembering stuff.
And we're gonna go back for. I saw it, and I said, no, he didn't. And I'm gonna be honest, one tear came down. I don't know if that's from a movie. One tear came right here,
like Denzel and Glory,
and then rage hit me. And we used to have church picnics, okay? And I had the baseball bats in my trunk because, as I say, I'm a youth pastor, so I have all the sports stuff. And one shoulder said, take that baseball bat and go drive up to his job and break his windows.
Give me fire.
That's the rage on that side. I'm just going to be honest.
That's the devil on your shoulder.
Okay, it's the devil. I'm recognize the devil. It's the rage, the devil, me opening it. And then, of course, the other side, which is, of course, me and God, because we go back and forth. You too pretty to go to jail, number one. Number two, you ain't going to do this, April. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do this. And I had to breathe because I was literally about to take this baseball bat and break his windows.
You were at work, too.
I knew you were. And I said, no, he didn't do this a second time. Because part of it was blindsided with this one. I remember because that Thursday you went with my brother and other men of the church to play golf. And I was texting her and everything seemed to be fine that Thursday. Now, I remember that because you was playing golf and I was like, checking in on you. And then Friday, closing manager, and get the text message. And I was done. By this time, it wasn't no crying. It was that one like sympathy tear. It was a sympathy. But the rage was on the other side. And I was like, let me get my baseball bat. And I just made up that song just now. But I had my baseball bat in there. And I was going to break his windows.
But I don't want you to think that I was so cavalier with your heart because I was struggling with the whole thing.
Struggle or no struggle.
I was really struggling with it.
It was the text message. Okay? I want to put that out there. We too old for text, but I want to put this out there for somebody. Stop texting. Okay? I know we in this generation where people text every day, but conversation. Hey, this not working. Come on. Yeah. We grown.
Yeah.
We grown.
So it broke up a second time?
Second time.
How did we get here? Keep watching. We'll let you know.
Do you want to know?
Like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you have any questions for us, email us at useyourfaithtoday@gmail.com. Again, go to useyourfaithtoday.com. Use your code UYFTPOD. You get 15% off your first order. I think you'll like what we have to show you. All right? See you next time.